Okay, so let's learn about mean, median, and mode. So this is our set of data. Data is a set of numbers that represent something. In this case, it's the color of t-shirts. So we're going to go ahead and put our numbers in order. All right, and I always like to double check. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I have 9 numbers, so when I go over here and I double check that I put them in order, I am going to count them and make sure that I have 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So there we go. I have it all correct and there are 9. So let's find the mean. To find the mean, you need to add all of the numbers and then divide by the amount of data that you have. So I'm going to add all my numbers. So it's going to be 1 plus 1 plus 1 plus 1 plus 2 plus 2 plus 3 plus 3 plus 4. So when I add all that up, it's called my sum. So my sum is 18. And I'm going to divide it by the amount of numbers that I have. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 numbers. So it's going to be 18 divided by 9. And when I divide 18 by 9, I will get my mean. So my mean is 2. This is my answer for my mean. Now let's find the median. The median is the number in the middle. The key to getting this is that the numbers must be in order. So since I already put them in order, I made my work a little bit easier. I am going to count the data again just to see if it is an even or odd set. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So my set of data is 9, which makes my set odd. So I'm going to show you a little trick. When my set is odd, that means that I will have only one number in the middle. And the word odd has one middle. So when I cross them out, I would get one number in the middle. So I cross little, big, little, big, little, big, little, big, and I get my one number in the middle. I know that I am correct because each side has the same amount on both sides. This has 4 and this has 4. So my median is 2 because that is the middle number. That is my answer for median. Now I'm going to take the 4 out. And I'm going to count again to see how many numbers are in my set. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I have 8 numbers. And because I have 8 numbers, I have to find the median for an even set because my data is even. This is a little bit more challenging. You are going to cross out the numbers just like we did. Little, big, little, big, little, big, and I have 2 numbers in the middle. My median is not both of those numbers. I have to do something that I call the mini mean. That means that I find a little mean of those 2 numbers. So I am going to add and divide my 1 and my 2. So 1 plus 2 is 3. So then I take my 3 and I divide it by the amount of numbers that I just added. So how many numbers did I add? 1, 2. So I'm going to divide it by 2. And my median will be the number in between those 2 numbers, which is a decimal. So 1.5 is my median because that is the number that is actually in between these two numbers. Median is always only one answer. And because I had an even set of data, I had two numbers in the middle, just like the word even has two letters in the middle. Let's move on to mode. Mode is the number that shows up the most. Now, the word mode starts with M-O, and so does most. So that's one way to remember that. So the number that shows up the most is the number 1. So the mode is 1. Now let's say that I took away the ones and I had 1 and 1 and 2 and 2 showing up the same amount of times. I can have two modes. The mode is 1 and 2. As long as they all show up the same amount of times, it is possible for me to have more than one mode. Now let's get rid of a couple numbers. Let's get rid of the 1 and the 2. And let's say that no numbers repeat. So if no numbers repeat, I would say that I have no mode. Do not tell me that the mode is 0, because if the mode is 0, that means that I would have the number 0 repeating, and I do not. So if you were to tell me that the mode is 0, that means that I would have a 0 and a 0 and a 0, which is the number that shows up the most, which is not true. So make sure that you write no mode instead of writing the number 0.